What it do, worldwide crew? It is not what you say, it is what you do, y'all. This your boy Uncle Jerry with another episode of Uncle Jerry Live. How y'all feeling, man? Make sure you follow your boy Uncle Jerry 330 on all platforms. That's X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Thank y'all for supporting a week in a row with my sister's podcast, the First Brother Sister Podcast, doing big things. Ruby's not feeling well. I want y'all saying healing energy to my sister. Again, send that healing energy to her. Just had surgery. My city is going up. If you're feeling great, if you're elevated, put it one in the chat. If you're reaching your potential, if you're doing something productive, if you're taking one step towards your health and wellness, just put it in one in the chat. And just keep following your boy, because we ain't stopping. We got another great show lined up for y'all today. And like I said, it's been a great week. If you did something productive, I did something productive. Again, that gym. If you're doing that work, you're putting that temple work in, put a one in that chat, man. I know it's not easy. It's like it's not easy doing these shows every week, coming out and giving y'all good content, having good guests. Because I told you, the real superstars are the people that surround me. And I love to sit down and talk to them. I got another one that we going to touch base up and retouch base. Tommy Amal, the actress, she'll be over here in a minute. But before we get on, I to make sure everybody's feeling great. You're elevated. Had a great night last night at Celebration. Sat in a little corner, pumped some good music. Shout out to my homeboy Mike Wright. He puts it down on the ones and twos. Great night at Celebration. The good things going on there. We got some good things going on for Ohio State, Michigan weekend. Remember, y'all, it's going down at the Mothership Connection. A Few Good Men Production presents Ohio State, Michigan. You get the tailgate for $10, the beer and the food. Then you coming back that night for the cabaret that ends all cabarets, the biggest party in the city. It's going down November 29th. Get on my wall if you need information. Tap the numbers right there. It's going down. Remember, A Few Good Men. You'll see my promo on Facebook. Tap into the city. It's going down. A lot of good things. Oh, HD's having a turkey jam that night. It's a lot going on. Be a part of it. Be a part of this new energy that we bring. This new stuff going on. Make you want to get out and kick it. Put some drip on. Feel all great. Intermingle. Interact with people. That's what's going on in the city. Great things going on. Check my wall. Be a lot of those things posted. Last night I watched my daughter do her thing on WWE SmackDown. Proud dad. Shout out to my baby B-Fab. Did her thing last night. Even though she didn't lose, she went against, the champ. My daughter came out there and did her thing. I can see the poise in her. You know, if you haven't followed her, follow her right now. B-Fab. WWE, Daddy is proud of you. She wouldn't have gave it to the champ. Hey, it's hard. You don't want to get slammed on that mat for real. All of us talk that shit like, oh, we can do that. But listen, it takes a lot of effort to get out there, put the work in the gym, do the flips, get slammed, put those moves in. And shout out to my baby B-Fab. Daddy, see you. I love you. Follow her. And it's great things going on. And guess what? It ain't nowhere for you. You know who I'm talking to. You got my baby. You shouldn't slam my baby like that. My baby gonna come back, jumping off the ring, flipping, and all that for you. And like I said, the Bulldogs. And shout out to the home, the Bulldogs. Great season for the McKinley Bulldogs. They came in, fought hard, you know, and the last two games been showing me the real effort our boys have, the fight that the Bulldogs have. Shout out to them. We lost a tough one. Special teams, you gotta play all sides of the ball, you know. I know that we're going to get us a good kicker next year and really fortify our special teams. With that being said, the Bulldogs played great. And shout out to all the parents that's been supporting. And hey, football dad, don't be a football dad when football season starts. The real challenge starts, dads, when you be that same rah-rah, put that same energy in your student, in those books, in the classroom, and how they act right to get them to the next level. But it's past football season. Now it's over with now. Now it's time for us to really tap in and see what our child's going to need to make them successful, not only a successful athlete, but a successful person as well. I know I was talking a lot, y'all. Make sure y'all follow me. Without that being said, I got a special guest on today, y'all. And this person exemplifies what it takes to have dedication, desire, passion, sticking to your dreams, and never giving up and seeing the reward come from that. This person is highly respected. I respect her grind. I respect her journey. And she's been the ones that's been with me since day one. When I first started this podcast, I could always call on her and she'd come on and talk about her mood, her acting, what's going on with her. And she's very busy, y'all. And like I said, with that being said, without further ado, my guest on Uncle Jerry Live is Tommy Amai, the actress. What's up? How
Hi,
you doing, Tommy?
I'm fantastic. How are you and everybody else?
What's up? Hey, welcome to Uncle Jerry Live. Y'all know who she is. Got
Uncle
Tommy Amai
Jerry.
on the show. How you doing? How you doing?
It's fabulous. I have nothing to complain about. I'm blessed. I nothing to complain about.
I
Just
said,
sunshine coming my way.
I heard
What's
that.
going on out your way in the
Oh, we
three
got a
three
little
zero?
mixture. Got a little mixture of that cold and want to snow one day. A little bipolar action going on. It looks like it's beautiful
Okay.
down where you at, though. I need to be where
Oh,
you at.
yeah. We're like 80 degrees sunshine. I got on my open toe shoes. I'm gonna change to my tank top in a minute. I'm just letting you know. I will send some sunshine your way, Uncle Jerry, if you just say so. That's all you got to do
Please
is ask. We
send
have
me some
plenty.
sunshine, Tommy. We need it
We
right
have
now. We
plenty. Yeah, yeah, you do. You do.
Hey, like again, I want to thank you for hopping on the show. Like I told my people,
Yeah.
Tommy, you've been with me since I was doing one microphone connected to a wire and a battery, and you always
Oh
been there
yeah.
sharing your story and sharing your journey with me. And I feel like we have like a similar path on what we're doing as
Hmm.
far as breaking out and doing something different. And it just
Right.
feels good to sit back and catch up with you and let the folks know what's going on with you. And you're looking great and what you got going. Any secrets? What's going on? So let them know what you've been
Fantastic.
up to. What you been up to since last time we talked.
Oh, so recently, with the way acting is right now after the pandemic happened, we no longer did in-person auditions. So everything is electronic. You'll get your audition notice, you go record it at home or wherever you record it at, and then you send it in. That's how submissions are done now. They're electronic. But I miss walking into a room. I
Yeah.
miss getting a cold script in my hand and I miss getting redirected from the producers. I got to do that twice in the past 2 weeks. I got to audition in person. I've been praying and praying for it, and I got to audition in person, and it just like revigorates me to the maximum. Whether I get the role or I didn't, it's the fact that I'm back in the audition room, walking in. I miss that. I like in person stuff. I'm not, I'd be around some people. That's why I love theater as well. You get a live audience, but I just want to say that I'm so happy that I got to audition in person in the past few weeks. And it was
Oh,
just
that's a small thing, like you said,
fantastic.
from COVID. You came, and we want to talk about
Hmm.
that. How Hollywood has changed, how acting has changed, how this game has changed since COVID. And
Hmm.
for you, like you said, it had to be a new thing for actually not going in person and doing it Disney. How's other things changed in Hollywood?
Well, we're having this debate with AI. If
Oh,
you want to say we're having the debate with AI.
come on.
So there are people all over who actually make a living doing extra work. You can actually make a living doing that. You'll be working all day, 5 6 days a week, but that's what some people do. See what they were attempting to do, and now it's still in the talks. I don't think it's going to happen because we fight tough and we stick
Yeah.
together. But they're wanting to take your image. You'll go work for one day. They'll take your image and use AI to put you in different places. So now that means actors only get that one, background extras only get like one day of work. Yes,
Whoa,
that
whoa,
is
whoa, whoa,
what,
whoa. Wait.
yeah.
Start over.
Uh-huh.
All right, Uncle Jay, I got Tommy. So you said they're
Uh-huh.
taking your face,
Your whole
but
image, everything. Yeah, the whole shebang.
now do you get a
And what,
percentage off each gig you get from your face? Each other? I mean, for the AI thing, how's that?
well, no, see, when you're an extra, what we also call atmosphere, like I said, you can make really good money doing it. Um, you'll know ahead of time you're going to be on set for 2 days or you're going to be on set for 3 days, and here's what's going to happen. Well, now they can break that down. You work in 3 days to only one because they want to use your image. And we can't have that. AI is wonderful, technology is beautiful, but we can't have that. That is our work. It's our livelihood. We were going to fight against that. And they're getting some heavy pushback with it, but this is where AI, I like to stress the fact, Terminator warned us to rage against the machine and all that stuff. We've been told about that. Sierra Connor told us about that many, many years ago. But
Right.
you can do all this wonderful, wonderful stuff with AI. You still cannot replace the human factor. No matter what you do, a person will always be in a better place than a
But look
machine
how hard they're
operating.
going. Look how hard they're going. They seem like
Yes.
Tommy, like damn, they got it. Am I wrong? I mean, you can't do it, but it's like they're pushing damn close to doing it.
It's trying, and that's why I cannot stand like a lot of the AI pictures you see popping up on social media. Most of the times you can tell, but this is getting ridiculous now. And even for models, you know what I mean? They don't. You don't want to see models, having their stuff AI, because then you're looking at lower pay, and then for sometimes the work we do, we get residuals.
Mm-hmm.
We
Right.
don't. We're not gonna have. We can't have that. People made this industry, and people are going to stay in this industry, and that's what we're going to fight for.
So what's
That's
the
what we're
fight
going to
look
do.
like? I mean, what's that fight? Seem like I want to fight with you on that. There's a call. That's you guys' livelihood. What steps are the actors taking to fight? Seem like it'll be a powerful monster to fight, like David and Goliath, in a sense. Is it in a sense of what?
It is. It can be. We have like film coalitions and things like that. That we get emails and they'll say, "Here's what we need to do. Here's the people you need to write to." We're very organized, so we
Mm-hmm.
have that. And also speaking out about it. Anytime you talk to someone in the industry, even if they're another actor or producer or whatnot, this is all of our work. We can't be diminished to an AI image. We won't be diminished to an AI image. So this is where our coalitions and whatnot come in fighting for us. Like our film coalition out here, we fought for years to get the tax credit bill. So what happens is, they go make a movie somewhere, you get a lot of that money back in tax credits. Well, we didn't have that, so they were taking films elsewhere. And there was no reason for it. We have the talent here in Arizona. We have the weather, we have the scenery, we have it all here. So we fought, and it finally passed. They're breaking ground on about, I want to say, I know 2 studios right now. They're
Right.
breaking ground. So that is how we fight, and we made it happen. And we're not going to sit back and kick it while AI takes our jobs. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're worth
Right.
more than that, and we're going to stand up for it.
It started with that. Seem like now, like movies now, how the industry has
Mhm.
changed so much. Like
Yes.
we're not seeing so many silver screen actions going to the more smaller platform like the Netflix and the Peacock. How are you
Mhm.
able to adjust in that realm now?
Well, actually, I think it's freaking fantastic because before you didn't see a Netflix made movie, a Tubi made movie. I mean, they have their own production studios, a lot of work for actors, and especially platforms like Amazon and Tubi. You get a lot of directors who get their work on there. They might be first time directors getting their work out there, building up their resume. Those are fantastic, and it brings us more work. So I'm all for bringing us more work legitimately. I'm all for it. And so many platforms have their own movies now. So in one sense, you see us getting better, and then you see a couple steps, maybe going back. But we're going to fight because no computer can replace us
Right,
ever.
right. And,
So
and plus, your love for movies is so intense. When you see all these
um,
platforms, you watch them. How do you do
mhm.
that? You can tell one's garbage. How do you do that? Cipher giving somebody a chance is a good written script, but the movie was horrible. But what do you? How do you critique the movie?
I'm glad you asked. So you know that with Got to Be Real movie reviews, we do movie reviews. We see most of the new movies. We do classic reviews sometimes. Um, we review most of the new movies, but sometimes this is on a regular basis. I mean, I'm addicted to film. So when I'm watching, let's just say, for instance, a Tubi made movie. There's a stipulation about Tubi movies that everybody has, and we know what they are. They're kind of funny, but
The woman have a
I
red wig on and a blue
yeah,
wig on it.
yeah,
Okay, I'm
you're
with you.
like,
Good
wait,
deal.
you're like, wait, what was that? But here's what I'm doing. As much as I critique movies and I judge them and I judge acting from, being a movie review critic, I respect everybody that puts in effort to get their work out there. I can watch the most terrible movie on whatever platform it is. I'm still going to give that director credit because they took time, probably a lot of their own money too.
Right.
They took the time to go out and create art. They hired people. They gave some actors who we might not know 7 years down the road might be the next Oscar winner. You never know. So I always give them that much respect. It's very rare for me to start a movie even when I'm at home and not want to finish it because I feel like if I invested 30, 40 minutes already, I need to finish the movie just out of respect for them.
Right.
Then I'll critique it after
Even if
that.
you feel
Then
like
I
you
go and
wasted your,
critique.
what about if you felt like you wasted some of your life? You ever watch a movie? Like, I don't wasted my. Okay.
That's happened a lot of times. It's happened many, many times. I definitely won't get up and leave the theater because once I've paid my money,
Right.
That's it, And the fact that they even got their movie to a theater is respectable. I respect their work, even if I don't like the movie.
Right.
Me and Jules, who's my movie partner, we might talk about, oh my God, that movie was terrible. The acting in this movie was all, but I still respect their work because they got it out there and people are
Right.
watching it.
A lot of
So
work
that's
in
how
it.
I feel about it. Yes, and it really is.
Yeah.
It's work. It's work.
Hmm. I feel
Yeah.
you. We talking to my girl Tommy and mine, so check it out. I want you to give me a day in the life of Tommy. What's your day look like?
Oh, okay. So I wake up at whatever time. Um, I got my little baby pit bull here, which he's
Cassius, with my
actually
dog. Shout out to my homie Cassius in the building. I got you, Cassius. I got you.
that's my boy Cassius Clay. That is my pit bull. That's my baby. So we get up, we do our walk to the park or whatnot. I usually have whatever movies. Most of the time through the week, I'm watching movies for our movie review show. So I have my lineup, whatever day it is. Like today, I got 3 different shows that I'm lined up to watch. Every day includes movies in my life. That is what makes me happy. It makes my heart happy. It makes me smile. And that is what I do. I watch TV and I watch film all day. And it's to the point now. So I like to watch movies sometimes just for fun. I don't want to have to critique it. It's just for fun. I don't have to watch all movies that are Oscar worthy or whatnot. You know what I mean?
Right.
So after I get my movies on, me and my dog, we have our outings all day long. But movies and film will always be included in my day. Doesn't matter what it is.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what's going on, but it's in there.
So when did you know, like, how did movie and film become such a part of your life? Was it a situation, a person? What was that made film be such a part of embedding in your life, Tommy?
I just remember being a kid and looking at TV and seeing kids in commercials and stuff. And I used to think to myself, why did they pick me? I
Uh,
can do that. But I had no idea I didn't know that you had to go get classes and, move somewhere. I didn't know that. I just wanted to know why I wasn't on that TV with the other kids because I knew that I
right,
could do the same thing or
right.
better. And so growing up, I decided I started college and I started with business administration. I did that for a year and I was absolutely miserable.
Mm.
I mean, absolutely miserable. It was dreadful. And I asked myself, why am I taking business administration when that's not what I want to do with my life? Something, that little voice in the back of your head sometimes when you're an artist, and I think almost every artist has heard this before. Do you want to maybe do something more practical, maybe? People put that doubt in your head, but I refused. I absolutely refused to accept it because I knew what I wanted to do with my life and
Especially
where I
coming from
wanted
where
to
we
be.
come from. Not to cut you,
Oh,
especially
absolutely.
coming from where we come from,
Yes.
Tommy.
Yes. People are very doubtful. Instead of plugging life into people, they will try to drag you because they're afraid of their own dreams. Why? Why would you try to, discourage me from something that I'm telling you? It's in here. It's in my heart. So I
Right.
said, literally, I said, F that. After that year of business administration, I started taking classes for theater, film. I got my certification in TV and radio broadcasting in the midst after I got past that dreadful year. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where I learned to use my voice. Because at one point, I thought I was going to be a news anchor. But the more I started taking my classes and stuff, I said, no, news anchor isn't what I want to do. Kind of wouldn't even mind being on the radio. So I went to TV and radio broadcasting, which is where I learned to use my voice. So when I came to Arizona, it was full force ahead. I'm taking classes, I'm doing what I have to do, wherever I have to go. I'm going to be on TV. And I refuse to accept no as an answer. And so that's what I did. I went to school, I got my degrees. Now I'm learning how to use my voice. So now I'm doing voiceover work. How I talk to you right now is it how you would hear me sound on voiceover work.
Wow.
So I learned to use my voice. I learned how to be on TV, the difference between theater and TV. So I started doing a whole lot of theater. And a lot of that ended up leading me to my agent. And so now I don't have to go out and look for work. That's what the agent does for us. And I have a freaking spectacular agent. When I say spectacular, I have one of the best in Arizona, actually the best in Arizona. And we have some great agents out here. We have great talent and great agents. But once I left school, which this is when I knew it was solidified that I was doing what God put me on this earth to do. My very, very first audition, I was mortified. of course, because you think, oh my gosh, this. So I walk into the audition room and they say, we just want you to slate, which means you turn to the left, turn to the right, turn to the front, say your name, what agency you're with, put on a smile. I walked out and I said, oh my God, I know I did something wrong. My agent's going to get rid of me. Oh my God, this is just terrible. I know I did something wrong. Well, I ended up getting a call and I booked it. And it was for a magazine for Arizona State University where I had just graduated from. So
Wow.
this is when I said, thank you, Jesus. I know I'm doing what you put me here to do, and I'm going to do that damn
Wow.
thing. And that's what I do.
Because you
That's what I
stayed to your
do.
path, no matter what. I can see it, hear your
Mm.
focus. No matter what, you kept. Nobody told you. Like, seemed like the ancestors led you to your information, the acting class and things of that nature, to get you, took you from here to another place. You know what I mean? So that had to be
Yes, yes.
your power and the faith you had in them to get you there, right?
Oh,
So
absolutely. Arizona raised me, and that's just the fact of the matter. It's when I came here, I didn't feel like I was trying to belong because I've never fit in with the crowd ever in
mm,
my life. I'm a little weird. And as an actor, you have to be
we
kind
all,
of
hey,
weird to
hey,
even want to do
hey,
this work. So you have to be weird. And I learned to embrace that. I embrace that confidence of loving who I am, loving what I do, having confidence in what I do. And that is what gets me my work. I get gigs sometimes without even auditioning. Hey, such and such is called. They want you to come in and read for this. Or here's
wow,
a booking. You're booked for a job on such and such date. People I've worked with before. So it's I'm blessed to say that I've never experienced any bias or anything like that in this industry. I know, of course, it happens sometimes, but for me, I'm grateful to say I've never experienced any of that. I work with nothing but good people and good castmates. Some not, we work together all the time. I'll see them on TV. We'll see each other. Hey, I just seen you on such and such
wow.
commercial. And yeah, it's been nothing short of spectacular for me. Arizona is my saving grace.
That's awesome. I can see you really
Yes.
flourishing. Don't even look the same. Like when you got there, like question, like when you get to Arizona, right? You
Mhm.
get the opportunity. What was one of your biggest challenges when you first got to Arizona?
I moved here by myself. Jumped in my
By
truck.
yourself? I mean, you just.
My
You know how much
friends,
courage that takes to leave here and just say, "I'm
yeah,
going here. I don't know what the hell's going on."
and I had to because there was nothing for me there whatsoever, not even in the slightest bit. I would have stayed in my old state and been probably manic depressant because there was nothing there for me. And I can't imagine not doing what I love. That would just make me so unhappy in my life. You know what I mean? So when the only thing that, yeah, I was already set to, I'm moving, I'm gone by myself, jumped in my truck. Me and my friend's mom drove out here. I'll never make that drive again, by the way, which was in But I jumped in and I knew when I was going to move out here, I started getting everything together. Let me get my school ready. Let me get, looking for a job, where I'm going to live, blah, blah, blah. I've always been very focused and I've always been very intent. I
Mm,
made sure in my life not to make long term decisions based on short term emotions
gotcha.
because there are so many times where if I had done that, I would have been on a totally different path in life.
Wow.
So I made sure I'm doing what makes me happy, what makes my life good. And that's it. They say if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life, right? And it's not. Sitting on the set, it's not like work. I mean, I just sit. I still, after all these years, I sit and I look at some of my commercials and whatnot, and I'll be like, I was in a commercial. I was on TV. Really? I'm on
I'm
TV? Like
dope. I'm
it's
pretty dope.
still.
Damn, I'm kind of
I
dope.
gotta say it. I just, hey, it is. It is what it
You
is, and
gotta be.
that is correct. I'm very very proud of myself.
You gotta be.
Very.
I mean, I'm proud
Yes.
of you. The city's proud of you. Like, and I want to talk. We talk a lot about like mental health. You know what I mean, and
Hmm.
dealing with mental health and how rampant it has become. You know what I mean.
Oh
So
yeah.
for you, being in the profession that you're in, the city you're in, like the hustle, how do you deal with your mental health? In what ways that maybe you can inspire somebody else to help deal with their mental health, Tommy?
You got to have a balance between work and play.
Mhm.
Um, Being an artist, you really got to have a strong background or a strong support system, even if it's the people that you work with, because being an active, a working artist, means loneliness a lot. I've missed my own birthday. I've missed holidays. I've had to cut trips short and come back early because I booked a gig. But all of that is what I asked for. I asked to eat, and God gave it to me. So I'm gonna eat off that plate that I asked for.
Right.
And dealing with, like I said, having a close companion who understands the type of work that you do. I mean, you can be on set or wherever with 100 people, but you can still be lonely. And
Mm-hmm.
being an active artist, you're traveling a lot, you're busy a lot. You're not going to make things that people invite you to, and that's how it could be. But my love for it is stronger than that, so it counters it. So I find joy in small things. It can be the smallest thing. Somebody can buy me a T-shirt, and I'm just loving it. So I find joy in small things that I love, and that's what keeps me going. Because it can get to you sometimes. This is why I tell people with the mental health thing, and we've been talking about this a lot, especially within our community, because we've had that bad habit of making it a taboo instead of
Yeah,
helping
yeah.
people with mental illness, or we make, oh, the such such take their medicine today, or, oh Lord, that's not funny, because even people with mental illnesses have bad days just like everybody else. So we have to get away, and that's in our culture. That's our fault. That's something that we have to fix.
Do you now? Let me talk to you about it. It's real. Let's get real.
Hmm.
Because I believe
Okay.
that a lot of people will have it and refuse to put the work in to get the help. That all with your temple, your mental, your spiritual, your physical. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So when you suffer from that and you know what it takes to get yourself together, it's a two-edged sword for me. You know what I mean? When people know
Hmm.
they have it and take advantage of not the help that's provided, or they even putting their own help in for themselves. Tommy, you agree?
I agree, especially in this day and age. And I'll tell you, from talking to two people that I personally know that tried to commit suicide,
Mm.
and this is just from me having deep conversations with them, because both of these people I'm close with. Um, One of them said, I didn't take the medication because I didn't want to be a pill head. I didn't want to be a drug head. And that's when I had to come back with them. I said, if you have heart disease or kidney disease, would you take the medication for that?
Mm.
He said, yeah, I would. I said, well, there's no difference in your mental illness. It is not something you can help. It's a sickness. And if this is what you need to do to get better, then this is what you need to do. And I noticed that it hits different for them sometimes, because what they feel and what they think in their head, everybody else doesn't understand that, because you
Exactly.
don't know what's in their head. You don't know what they've been through, the desperation and the dark places that they've been to.
Right.
But this is where you have to talk to people with mental illness and not just make accusations, or why don't you do this? Why don't you just do that? Talk to them, ask them questions. There was just recently in my family where we had to deal with, a suicide. And in my opinion, I wish that I knew, but this person she was always happy and smiling, and, beautiful kids, and loved them to death. And yet she still committed suicide. And again, this is that taboo in our society. We can't help people until we talk about it, and people start to heal when they feel heard. And a lot of these people that have the mental illness, sometimes they don't feel heard because they keep it a secret. And we have to stop. And family secrets also create
Yep.
trauma and mental
Exactly.
illness. We got to knock that out. We
I
got to quit
learned
that.
that at 52, after 51, 52 years old,
Yes.
Tommy. I just learned in the past 3 years how to heal from my childhood trauma.
Hmm.
As a man,
Yes.
there's no book to it. I had to really read and get the
Mm-mm.
emotion code, really understand
Mm-mm.
what it is. It's a chemical imbalance. It's electrical
Yes.
inside. How to really break free from that. So imagine how many people don't have no idea on the first steps or their family or what to do for them. You know what I mean?
Right, right. And I see a lot of them, they drown it in alcohol or they pop pills. And they do this all day, every day. So they don't know what it's like to go ahead and feel what it is they need to feel and get it out, because they stay high all day long. And that's the only way they know how to deal with it. But this is where, us friends and family have to come in. Even if you have to take that person one on one by yourself, because they might not know, you
Yeah.
know, especially if the toxic social media is absolutely horrible. I mean, we can make a whole show about that. But going on social media, getting clout on social media, or when you out at a party, none of that is going to help with the mental illness. You're just
Right.
going to keep drowning it, and it's going to pop one day
Yeah.
in a way that's really not good. So it's our job for us to make sure we're helping our friends and family, and say, F those taboos. Let's talk about it.
Until
And
like
it,
for
it
me,
might get ugly. It
it helped
might get ugly.
until it might get for me when I experienced the whole like going through mental health and
Hmm.
relationship through marriage, right? it still boiled down to that person. Because we can help, I
Hmm.
can help, I could do everything I possibly could, Tommy, but it still wasn't. It still was that person. And after a while, I started draining me, so it started affecting my mental health. So I had to make I had to
Hmm.
make a decision between that person and myself. So it does draw a line. So to me, it still boils down to that person with any addiction seeking and taking that initiative for themselves. We can't fix them.
Hmm.
Nor. So it's such a touchy situation. But
Hmm.
still, being present does help. But at the end of the day,
Yes,
I believe still that person has to make that choice, right?
they have to. And for the people that I spoke with, it did. It took for them to hit that breaking point. It didn't matter what everybody else was saying there, but it took for them to hit that breaking point for them to get help.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they did it, but I'm also a person who is an advocate. So I'm an advocate for domestic violence as well. I'm great at giving people resources. That's something we can help with. We can talk, talk, talk. Let's give them this resource. Maybe right now what they just need is to talk to a doctor. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, like you said, because it's that chemical imbalance that's in there sometimes, and sometimes only a doctor can help. Let's be the resource. Let's give them some information that can help them. Maybe they need to start off slow and go from there.
Yeah.
But
Do
that's
you
what
really
we can
think we
do.
have enough resources in your opinion? Do you think we really have enough resources for
I
things like
do.
we do?
I absolutely do. There are a ton, and I've had to give them out many times. There are people, there are groups, people who you don't have insurance. There are groups that can help. But like you said, that person has to take that step because you can't take it for them. We can talk to a blue in the face, but they have to take that step on their own.
Right, right, you're right.
And all we can do is be their support system until they get tired to the point where said, this is enough. I'm tired of feeling like this every day. We have to be the help though. We can't
Yeah.
just keep criticizing people. And I see people with mental health and people think they have behavioral issues. You know, they're just an angry, and I can see it. I can see that that person has mental health. It's not that they're just angry and mean, that they're sick and they've been sick for a long time. And I don't, you got a bunch of yes men around you. Some people
Yeah.
have a bunch of yes men, you know, writing off the cloud or whatever it is. They're not going to tell you the truth.
No.
You know, they're getting over from your drama, from your
Right.
misery.
Right.
So you can't have a bunch of yes men around you, and you also have to be open to critique. You know, if
Yeah.
somebody is noticing that something, there's a pattern in you, and I'm trying to tell you that I see this pattern in you, and I think you need to get some help. You got to be open to that.
Yeah.
You have to
A
stop at
lot of
some
people don't
point and say,
take that
"What am I
nowadays.
doing?" They don't.
A lot of people think like hate is a new cuss word. Like a lot of people, you're a hater, Pepsi. You're a hater,
Yeah.
Tommy. You're and
Yes.
that's the problem that I'm finding out. You can't do that because now you're a hater. Now you're better. You know, if you go on a
Yes.
journey and now you're better, you can't tell your story because now you're a hater. But you want it. They
Hmm.
want it. They turn around and do it. But it's like seems like it's a big pushback. Is that safe to say that?
It is a pushback. Nobody wants to admit that they have a mental illness. Nobody ever wants to admit that, and that's a hard thing for somebody to admit in order to get help getting over that first step. But at some point they're going to have to, when they hit that point, they're going to have to take that step.
Right.
That's
Right.
that's nothing nobody else can do for them. They're going to have to take it. So it's self accountability comes in.
Accountability. That's I mean,
Yes.
how do you feel? This is a good conversation here talking about real time. This is great. How do you feel about accountability? Like people are running from accountability every day. Are you facing that in your life that people are just doing whatever they can to not be accountable? And as I grow as a man, I see myself elevate. I see how important accountability is. And then when you see that, it kind of makes you sad. Do you feel the same way about accountability?
It really is, because you're not going to grow if you don't take accountability. Like I said, you got all these people around you cheering on your BS. So you think it's cool.
Because you got all the people, so
So,
everybody telling you
yeah,
what you want to hear instead of
yeah.
telling you the truth.
Or you're getting all the attention that you want.
Right.
Yeah, so at some point you're going to have to stop and say, what am I doing wrong here? You're going to have, where's this common denominator of all my problems? Where is it coming from? They're not going to grow until they do it. And as an adult, you're hitting close to 30, or you should be about understanding accountability at that year. Fun 20s is over at that point. And I see so many grown people that like you said, that don't take accountability, and you wonder, like, where are all these people around them that are giving them this clout and telling them this is cool?
It's the ones they can control. Those are people they can control.
Yes.
Control,
Puppet.
time,
Real puppeteers.
accountability. It is.
Hmm.
As being a man,
Yes.
dealing with different people, control is a big factor in why they don't have to be accountable because they can put the fear and instill that into the people. You only can be around
Mhm.
people that's gonna tell them what they want to hear and never the truth. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. I've seen a lot of. We watched a lot of stars fall from grace for that exact reason because nobody
Got 'em.
gets accountability. They're the hype man.
Right there, you go. You
It
know what I
comes
mean? That,
crashing at some point. It comes
hmm
crashing at some point.
Right. You got my girl Tommy and Mouse. I want to talk to you. You came up a couple of years
Okay.
ago. You got Gotta Be Real movies, right? You and your girl,
Uh huh.
and you guys
Yes.
critique movies, right? And I
Yes.
watch it. That's one of my guilty pleasures, yo. I love watching Gotta Be my favorite. They break the movies down so, and it makes me want to watch those movies. Tell me about the concept. What made y'all come up with that concept? I know it came. I know it derived from your love of movies, but you guys' chemistry is so good. Just let everybody know about Gotta Be Real movies.
Yes, so with Gotta Be Real Movie Reviews, myself and my partner, Miss Jules, she also has a love of film. Um, she's done a little bit. She's not actor per se, but I've hooked her up on a couple gigs that I've got done, and she enjoys it. But she loves film just as much as me. I think she might be the only person who has seen more movies than me, and I laugh at her all the time about that. She's the only person that got me, but she loves film as well. And one day we were just talking like we love movies so much. We just love talking about them. We should do a show. And we kept saying it, and a year went by, and 2 years went by, and one day we were like, what are we waiting for? We don't need anybody else. We can do this stuff. We know how
Right.
to go on here. And so one day we started, and it's funny because it's been over 5 years now. And I look back at our first couple videos that we did, and we were so you know, very serene. And hi, this has got to be real movie reviews with Tommy and Jules. Now, not even close. We're like, okay, first of all, the movie sucked. The plot was crap. I don't know where they got these actors from because the chemistry was all off. And yeah, we're like, I'm looking now today.
I
So
see
much
that
more
though.
developed and detailed now. And it's just fun. It's just something that we have fun doing. We want to let
Yeah.
before you go spend your money at the movies, because they're expensive. Should you go? Do you need to leave the kids at home? Should you go matinee or should you just wait to stream it? Because here's what it's about. Here's our opinions. And it just took off from there. And it's just a fun thing for us to do.
You guys do a great job. You break it
Thank
down.
you.
It's funny because we started our journey around the same time. I started doing my
Hmm.
podcast around the same
Yeah.
time. And watching each of us grow and evolve to get here, I like it's so natural, it's so easy for us
Yeah.
to get down. We're so used to it now because right now it's time for Uncle
Tell me
Jerry's
all.
and Tommy and Mom. Gotta Be Real movie reviewed.
Reviews.
I got one for you right now. We're going to review the movie Him. Did you
Oh,
watch the
you here
movie
for
Him?
that one?
Did you watch? Were you able to watch that, Tommy?
I did watch him. Of course, I watched him.
So, what was
Um,
your reviews?
Marlon Wayans, probably for the past few years, because their whole family is super goofy, funny. He's always funny, but I hadn't seen him be serious in roles too often. And I remember him being the dad on Bel Air, on the show Bel Air. And I'd seen him before do a kind of a serious role. I'm like, Marlon is he's really kind of in love with this drama. Maybe he's already always had it, but he's a comedy. He's a comedian. He's a funny actor. I think he did a really good job in there. And so did the lead actor as well. It's a bit psychological, so you can't go into it. It's Jordan. Jordan Peele has his hands in there, so
Right.
it's going to be a bit psychological. You're not going to go in and watch some action film, and you got to know that. And this is one of those movies where it's just going to play with your mind a little bit. And I like those because I like to try to guess to try to see if I can figure out what's going on in the movie to see where my
Okay.
skills are at, make sure I'm
Mhm.
still fresh on it. But I liked the movie. I liked it. And I know it kind of had mixed reviews, but I appreciated his work in that movie. I think he did a good job and it was a nice watch.
I like that. I said this was a movie for me, Tommy,
Hmm.
that was so in tune to who I am becoming as a man.
Hmm.
Right? It touched so many different things and codes in my life that let me know I was on the right path of being knowing who I was. Because at the time,
Hmm.
we didn't know who we were, right?
Right.
I'm going through a chance who I know who I am now, right? White folks
Right.
know who they are. They know. So, and I found out what we were taught was wrong. So I had to find out through codes
Hmm.
and
Oh
through
yeah.
life how I was taught. So that movie kind of brought it full circle for me, even coming through sports, how we push our kids so hard for sports, right?
Yes.
And then the
Yes.
consequences, not really the child, it's the father. And that was me, how I pushed my son, and then the disappointment that happened, and as far as how he got hurt, how technology is easy as heal you right back. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But the main thing what I got from it was how they were so in tune with the indigenous aspect of who we were. How the rubber
Hmm.
ball game itself, how it derived from, and how they still needed our bloodline to keep it going. You know what I mean? It was still about
Hmm.
our blood, and at the end, how he made that decision and used that weapon, which is one of our indigenous weapons we use to fight the powers that be. So for me, it
Hmm.
touched me in a way to really open my eyes and really see these guys are in tune. The fans meant something. You know how crazy a fan can be.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Everything meant about how important we are. This was.
Yes. Hmm.
It showed me the importance of what we were. So I really love the movie. I think Marlon acted his ass off. He don't win an Oscar, something ain't right. You know what I mean? And it was just very well put together. And if you didn't, it was for somebody who really started elevating their lives to really understand what these things meant. It might throw somebody off, really, Tommy. But
Hmm.
when I understand
Hmm.
how they took from each head person that blood of the top player, the goats. The goats been going on forever.
Yes.
How the blood of the
And the
goats poured. And
sacrifices.
he didn't want to get
Right.
that. Martin didn't want to give it up when he saw
No, he didn't.
once he tested Buddy out and seen Buddy had what it take. Martin didn't want to give it up. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
that part of not giving up what you used to have, and so it tied in great for me. I gave that movie like a good 8.2. What was your rating?
Hmm. And that's the point of movies like that is to make you feel something. Me and you can feel two different things, but did you feel something from that movie? Did you get something from that movie? And yes, we could talk to four different people. We all got something different, but you felt it though. You didn't
Right.
just watch that movie. You felt something. You
Felt it.
felt something in there. The insane sacrifices that people will go through for money and fame. You know, people talk about the Illuminati all the time, which I don't get into that, but it just goes to show how far are you willing to go?
Exactly
What
right.
are you willing to do? And that movie, yeah, it did its job.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about Jordan Peele. He doesn't just put it out there in your face. He gonna mess with your mind a little bit and let you think. What do you
And I
think?
did. I liked it. And
What did you get from it?
the clues were
Hmm.
right there.
Yes.
And I didn't see. I didn't really, for real, Tommy. I didn't see it coming. I thought it was gonna be a football, just a
Hmm.
basic football movie.
Yeah.
When
Me
I see
too.
what it really meant and how it really goes down, it really happens like
Yeah.
this. You know what I mean?
It
And how
does.
at the end we stood strong at the end. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
With the weapons that we were given from our people, that everything that was a very good movie. I think. Who's some? Let me. We talk about movies. Who are some of your top directors? Who do you like? What movies you love? Is Jordan Peele? Like, give me your top three.
Well, I'm in love with horror movies. So, but let me tell you, so my favorite directors are going to be Stephen King,
Mm-hmm.
um, Quentin Tarantino. I'm a big Quentin Tarantino fan. I absolutely love his
What
work.
is it about? Why do you like Quentin? What is it?
I think what got me with Quentin Tarantino was when I first seen Pulp Fiction. I had never seen a movie shot out in sequence like that. I was sitting there like, what? And then just the whole story itself, the way it developed, I was like, okay, I like this dude. Then I started watching the rest of his work, and I think he does really great work. And I know he's been talking about retiring.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, wait a minute. I mean, we all know you. You got some movies, but you got some more to give us here. You don't just retire.
Right.
But yeah, but there's so many women directors that we don't know about, except lately we make sure we on Gotta Be Real movie reviews, we make sure we shout out our women directors
Okay.
when because they deserve it. Like Lena Waithe, Ava DuVernay are also, as far as women go, of my some of my favorite directors. And I want to make sure that they're getting their props. So
Mm-hmm.
any chance we get, there's a woman directing, we're gonna make sure we shout it out.
Okay.
But yeah, it's gonna be Stephen King, Quentin Tarantino, and then yeah, Ava DuVernay, Lena Waithe. I do love Tyler Perry movies. I love almost everything about Tyler Perry movies. You know, he's funny, then he got some drama. But
Right.
I respect Tyler Perry for a whole different reason. Um, you know, for getting the dark skinned women and giving them leads in his roles. For
Huh.
pulling the people who aren't known and giving them leads in his movies and his shows. And I respect the fact that he literally was in the ground, you know, was worrying people aren't coming to my shows, what's going to happen. And then he just got blessed one day and people started coming to his shows and he blew up from there. So he made himself from the ground up. And that's a kind of grind, especially in Hollywood. Damn it, you got to respect it
Right.
because it's not easy at all. So
Mm.
he has major respect for me. Major.
So
Who are
if
your
you
favorite
ask
directors, Uncle
my
Jerry?
favorite director, I got who
Yeah.
I like.
Who?
I like I do like Tarantino,
Hmm.
but my favorite I gotta go with let me think. I just had that one. You know you asked me that question. You know who I really like? To be honest with you,
Who?
I like Ice Cube. Ice Cube is a good director.
Well, he yes, he makes his own movies, so
I
it's
like Ice Cube. Yeah.
he's cool. He's cool.
Like some
I like
like
he
John
keep.
Singleton. I love Singleton. He's one of my
Hmm.
favorites. I like Singleton, but
Yes.
just because I come from that, that boy, that the street movie, the more
Hmm.
that era. You know what I mean? Now I'm learning to get more
Hmm.
diverse in my movie. So half of these guys, I don't even know who the director is. It might be a foreign name, but the ones I'm more familiar, like
Hmm.
Scorsese. I like Scorsese. I mean
Oh yes,
Tarantino.
got
I
to.
mean, yep.
Yes.
So then, so I'm getting
Michael
more
Bay, all of
Michael
them.
Bay. Yep, yep.
I love Dick Wolf. He does all the Law and Orders and all their spinoffs. That man has got ridiculous riches, I'm sure, because these are for shows and TV. So I gotta do. And the good thing too, if you ever watch some TV shows, if you watch the credits, you'll notice that some of the actors in there direct the shows quite often.
Huh.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know
So
what I
that's
watched? I'm gonna tell you
huh.
what I watched. I know what I watched on Hulu. I watched Chad Powers. Have you
Never
saw
seen
that?
Chuck Powers.
It is very. It's
Really?
Eli Manning, and they produced the movie. It's on
Uh-huh.
Hulu. It's about a football guy who made a mistake. He changed his whole face and played for another team under a new alias. Chad Powers Hulu. I like little
Chuck
shows
Powers.
like that.
Okay.
It's different. Like the storyline always was drawn
Hmm.
to what's one thing that draws you to what draws you in on a good movie? The story is the scenery, the actors. What's one thing that draws you in?
First, it's going to be the actors. That's kind of get you when they're advertising. But I don't always go see something just because I know the actors in there. If the storyline, I don't want to see all the spoilers in the trailers. I want to go to the movies and be surprised.
Uh,
So it's going to be usually the content. Almost anything horror. I'm going to take going to take a look at it, because it's fun for me. But anything else, me and Jules feed off each other as well because we both go to the movies a whole lot. So she might let me know, hey, I just went and seen this, want to review it, this is pretty good, whatnot. Yeah, we'll go review that, whatnot. But with her, she sees a lot of movies that I typically wouldn't see. So that gives me a new knowledge base to learn something new.
like when you
You know what I
say, what
mean?
you mean? Like she watched a different genre of movie than you?
Like she enjoys like romantic comedies. She sees all of the comic book movies, which those I like too. But I'm not a fan of romantic comedies at all. But and also she likes to see a lot of the animated pictures, which we get a lot of hits off on our YouTube and Facebook on our channels and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not much into animated films or romantic comedies. And a lot of them I've seen, especially the animated movies, they're really good. They're good for your whole family to go see. They teach the kids some lessons and things like that. So I like a variety. Sometimes I want to see something deep, make me think. Sometimes, I've had a long week. I just want to go sit and laugh.
Right.
So
That's
I,
awesome.
watch some comedy, and that's what
Right.
I'll do.
I like that.
you know?
It's Uncle Jerry Live. I got my girl Tommy and Marlon, and they don't know that
Yes.
Tommy been believing in my acting skills since day one. She said I had it. I have it in me. Right.
Okay.
I'm back. So now remember. So they don't know. I am a podcaster. I used to be a rapper too. I'm a jack of all trades, but now I have an acting coach, guys, and her name is Tommy.
Okay.
So Tommy, let them know. I mean, they might think I'm capping. Let them know. How did I do last time we had our last acting lesson? How did I do last time on our last acting lesson time? Let them know. They be hating on me sometimes.
You can take directing real good. You can take direction real good. So if we tell you to, okay, so do the line this way. Okay, now do the line like you're a southern preacher. Do it again. If you could take direction like that, that's when producers and directors know that they can work with you.
See,
You might
that's
not have
right.
given the absolute best audition that they've seen all day, but when they gave you direction, you knew what you were doing and you made it happen. So now you're getting a call back.
See, and right now
See?
I'm ready, Tommy. I'm ready. I'm ready for my acting. I want to know. They want to see my acting talent. Put me in any situation like you did last. Do I got to do my training first? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, hi, who, hi, who, hi, hi, who, hi. I'm ready.
I laugh when I see actors do that. It's so hilarious when I do that. I don't do it. I'm doing it. Yeah, I get a kick out of it. It's so funny. So we just got done talking about a football movie, and you're familiar with football. So let's say you're the football coach.
Okay.
Your team, you're almost, and I don't know about football, but I know when it's getting close to the goal line. Your team is close to the goal line. This is going to be the winning kick. You know their morale is down. You got to say something to these guys to get out there and make it happen for this team. Y'all about to win the championship. What are you going to say to those guys and put your emotions in it?
Listen, guys. We fought not only now, but in our whole lives for this moment. You fought through school, adversity to get right here. There's no other moment that is important than right now. I need it all from you. I just gave it all to you guys. I poured it all out. Now give it back not only to me, but give it to your teammates. Give it to your family. Give it to the city. And also give us the 7 so we can win. Are you with me?
We're with you, coach. We are with you, coach.
Do you feel what I feel?
I feel it.
Let's go out here and do what we trained all summer to do. And that's win.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Win. Let's go. Woo. All right. Yeah, you ready for your redirection?
Yes.
You ready for your redirection?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
You're going to give that same pep talk, but this time you're talking to a room full of 5-year-olds.
You getting tougher.
You got it. You got this, Jerry.
I got to say that.
Come on. You perform every time you get on this camera. You got this. You got this. Talk to a bunch of 5-year-olds.
Okay.
You got parents dependent on you. Come on.
Okay, guys, listen. Listen, guys. Come here. Get in here. Come here, Billy. Come here. Listen. Okay. This is our time right now, right? To do what we all been working on all winter, all summer. Remember all those laps I made you guys run? Remember all those up downs? That was for this right here, guys. So right now, I want you to don't think about PlayStation. Don't think about Xbox. Right now. Come with me right now. Hold my hand, okay? And we're going to get on here. We're going to line up. You're going to kick that ball. And we're going to win today, guys. Come on, let me hit. Come on, stay with me. We're going to win today.
We're going to win today. What you been doing? Who else you been working with?
Hey. You know how
to relate to the kids. You know how to relate to the kids. You're supposed to hold your hand. That's what redirection is. And you just did that. You've been working. You know what? You've been behind my back, and I don't think I like that. You've been behind my back. How dare you, Jerry?
Man, you taught me more. I had to make sure my son. You don't talk about me like he needs. I get ready. You never know. You might need me for a little side gig.
It is. You know what? There are times when I get a gig and they'll say, "I'm looking for a such and such male that can do this." You know, that's happened to me several times, and I've actually gotten people gigs because they needed somebody they couldn't find and like super fast. But now that I know we can take some redirection, we can
last time we did this last time, right? We act like I just lost my job. This one you put me a little more time. How you redirect me to a little kid? I can say, "Come on out here, man. Let's go. Bang your head.
That's right.
Put it in dirt.
You got to know.
Play right now." But the kids was a little different from you. I liked it that way.
See how you can do that? And that's the type of redirection that I love when I'm standing in an audition room. I love to get a script that I've never seen for some reason about that cold script. And that's what you just did. You got a cold script. Basically, you improv, which is not easy. Improving on the spot is not easy. And you just handled that, Jerry.
Look at okay. I'm trying.
We gonna tag team. We gonna tag team Hollywood. This is what we gonna do.
Come on now.
You ready to tag team? We got it. And your daughter can teach us how to tag team physically too, right?
Right.
She out there doing it. Let's do it. See?
No, I love my city. I love where I come from because all the great people are around us. You know what I mean? we
Right.
have these great conversations with good people who are doing great things. And this is what it's about. I can go get a big time actor and all a bit if I wanted to and
Mm-hmm.
have a great conversation. But these conversations
Mm-hmm.
right here mean so much to me because I know Tommy. I know her grind.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see her,
Mm-hmm.
I know, you know what I mean? And when she gets that Oscar, she's gonna have me come out there and be like, "Ba-da-ba-da-boom."
Like,
So
boom, I knew
and
you
I love it.
before.
So what's next? What else you got going on? What else you got going on, Tommy? What you got going on?
So recently I just completed a couple of voiceovers for a national client, and also I also just completed some. I do VR work as well as voiceovers and acting. So if you ever been into a virtual reality studio, they do some of the most amazing things in there. So I've been doing some VR work on top of my voiceover, and yeah, I've been staying busy this past year, and I thank God for that. Like I said,
Good.
when you ask God, when you pray, do what you're supposed to do, treat people right, because that karma comes back on you, honey. Treat people right, know how to behave in public, stay true to your craft. God will feed you,
Mm,
but you better be ready for it.
gotta
Because
be
when I
ready.
asked, it started, yeah, the food just kept coming and coming, and I just kept right on eating, and I'm gonna keep right on eating.
Heard that.
You gonna see this to the day I die. It will never stop.
I heard that. I love it. So if you had a chance to work with one person, I got two more
Hmm.
powerful questions. You had a chance to work with one person, just
Hmm.
one. Who would it be?
Meryl Streep.
Why Meryl Streep?
She is the baddest ass female actor there is. And now, don't get me wrong, I love me some Angela Bassett and some other people too, but Meryl Streep, when she started in acting, they told her she wasn't attractive enough.
Wow.
And you know what she did? Kept going.
I heard
And
that.
now she's one of the baddest ass female actors. My gosh, I've seen her do everything. It's like if you walk in an audition room and Meryl Streep is there, you should probably just go ahead and leave because it's just, I just admire her so much. And I
Wow.
would love to just be in her presence one day.
That's awesome. And I'm gonna tell you
Absolutely.
something. I watched the Eddie Murphy show on Netflix. You watched that yet?
Which
It,
one?
about it's being Eddie on Netflix. It's all about like a
Oh, no, I
documentary.
didn't see that one. No,
And you know what he told? You know what he said? He said doing voiceover is some of the hardest things he ever did. When he did that donkey on Shrek, he said he had headaches every night. He said it's so tough doing. He says more tougher than regular actors. Is that true?
It's 100% true. When I first started doing voiceover work, again, people on the radio, that is so easy. I could do that easily. Um, Wrong. So I took training from a professional voiceover artist. She helped us do our demo and everything. I knew nothing. There are colors up
Wow.
to your voice. There's a black color. There's green. There's different colors. So if I say go black, you need to know what that means. You need to know how to change your voice from gig to gig. So let's say I get a Alexis voiceover. I'm not going to talk to you how I'm talking out Alexis voiceover. My voice is going to be sultry because, smooth, black, luxury. To where if I'm doing a kids commercial where you're going to be upbeat and happy and say hi to all the kids today, totally different things. You also have to, one of my acting coaches, one of my greatest acting coaches taught me this. You need to know when to get rid of your regional dialect. You know what that
What is
means?
regional? Wait a minute. Whoa, whoa. What is
Uh
regional
huh.
dialect? What's that?
If you want to just be blunt with you, you need to know when to not sound black. I'm just being blunt. What do I
Got a
mean when I say
classification
that?
for sounding black. That's what that means for sounding black.
So if we're listening to a commercial and it's not a black thing or bias thing or anything like that. But if I come to the South, me and you're doing a commercial, you're from the South, I'm not. They want an American accent. You with that Southern accent is probably not going to book that gig because you have a regional dialect and I can hear it. Have you ever heard a regional dialect in a high end car commercial?
No, no.
No. Now, right now, let me give you an example. If you see a Chili's commercial, the ones that are airing right now, I can tell that it's likely a black woman. I can hear it in her voice, but it works for those commercials. And she's done quite a few of them. So she probably got the case. She probably booked the campaign, which means she's booked for quite a few. It
Uh,
works for that. It works great for that, and it's awesome. But there are times where you need to know how to turn that off. And that comes from your experience. And when you get voiceover work, go look up the company and listen to some of their commercials. Listen to some of the things they put out there, so you can at least have an idea of what they're looking for. But then you throw you on top of that.
How do you train though? I mean, how do you know how to do a black voice? Is that training? Like, how do I mean? I'm recently.
Yeah, it's
How do you train for that? I mean,
yeah. So my voiceover coach trained us for everything. That's what comes with having a professional teach you stuff. There was a time when I got an audition notice and they said that this is how you'll know. They want a sultry voice that sounds like Vivica Fox. I hold my hand. I knew I had that gig when I read it and I
wow.
booked it. And I remember going down the street and this was some of my first work. I'm like, hold on, what's his voice on the oh my gosh, that's me on the radio. Like it's hard to catch. We usually can get copies of our work, but it's hard to actually catch it. You know what I mean? And yeah, I knew then I was going to get that job because I knew how to sound like that. Not exactly like her, but I knew what they were asking for. My regional dialect could stay for that one.
I heard
Now, when
that.
I'm doing one auditioning for a hospital and it's a soft, warming, loving voice, I'm not going to sound like that. It's going my voiceover audition is going to be totally different, and
Wow.
that's why it's hard. It's very hard. It is not a case where people think they can just get on the mic and then talk. It is not. Oh
No.
gosh, it's not. I knew nothing.
No.
This is why you have to train. You always stay training. You don't stop training just because you get jobs and your gigs. You still train, and
Wow.
that's what it is. It's yeah. And
That's
Eddie Murphy is great. You know, he's great at voiceover work. The man is
he,
fantabulous.
he
But
said it's more.
it's not easy.
He said
Uh-uh.
it was the most
Yeah.
challenging thing in his life, doing different
Hmm.
headaches and being excited. You know, when you say
Yep.
that, those color voices, I had to be excited, I had to be this, all in the one take.
Yeah.
He said it was hours. He said, "Wow." So I
Hmm.
got to give you a newfound respect. So, Tom, let me ask you, you're actress, right? You living in
Hmm.
Arizona, right? You see, you're happy. I can see your vibration is up, right? What's
Yes.
missing?
4 more pit bulls. I want 5 pit bulls. And that will complete my happiness. Everything I've wanted in life, I've gotten it. I've prayed to God for it. He's literally given me everything in this world that I've asked for. But let me be let me just joke around with you. What I do want, I want to be the final girl in a horror movie.
The last one to die,
Yeah, well,
Tommy.
the final girl survives though. She's the final one.
Oh, the
She survives. The final girl. I want to be the final girl. I've done a horror movie. You know, I've got my movies there on Amazon and also on Tubi. They're not Tubi movies, but that's what the platforms you can find them on. And I was in a horror movie, but I was a nurse in that one. You know, I want to either be the final girl or I want to be the psycho. Give me, you know, I want to be nuts and crazy and what? Like, y'all don't even recognize me because I'm all goried up from the movie. Yes, that is what I want.
Hey, and on that note, we had a great show. I want to thank Tyler for coming on. Uncle Sherry Live. Remember,
You love me, Jerry. You know you do. My horror movie loving self. And you know what? It's not am I going to be, it's when I'm going to be. I'm going to be the final girl or I'm going to be the psycho in a horror movie. It's just a matter
have
of
there ever
time.
been a final girl? Has it,
Me?
I mean, is there
Yes.
any? Has been some
Uh-huh.
final girls that made it to the end?
Yeah. I host usually once a year I host a panel for horror movies. It's like a festival. And we
Uh-huh.
actually did one of our presentations on final girls. And yeah, Loretta Devine was a final girl before. Yeah, she an African American final girl, but there's quite a few. Yes, and see, once you start doing that research, you digging into movies, you start finding people, even some of the older movies. Yeah, but she was in, I think it was Urban Legend. Loretta Devine was, but Jada Pinkett was a final girl in Demon Knight.
I see your
Yes,
passion. I mean, you are really serious. I mean, your face is serious as hell. You like you're
yes,
determined.
yes. It's gonna happen.
It's
I
gonna
asked
happen.
God for it. I asked God for it, and He told me if I do what I'm supposed to be doing and keep my passion and keep, you know, I believe it. I talk to God every single day. One day I'm going to be a final girl, or I'm going to be the psycho in a movie. It's going to happen.
You
You gonna
gonna
watch it,
watch?
Jerry? You gonna watch
I'm
it by
gonna
yourself,
watch
or you
it.
gonna be scared?
I'm
You
gonna
gonna be
watch it.
scared?
I'm gonna watch it. You know what I mean? Just because my girl Tom in and I see how passionate you are about it. You know what I mean? Out of all the things,
Yes.
that's why I love your energy. I love your spirit. Out of all things, you said you was missing, right?
Mhm.
That one is the most important to your heart right there. And guess what?
It is. It is.
Ancestors, we done spoken into existence. We done manifested for it. She's gonna be the
Hmm.
last girl in a horror. Listen, I don't know. You'll be treacherous in a horror movie though, like a real like
Oh,
woman killer.
oh yes, yes. I can see it already. I'm just, oh gosh. I'm just like, oh, it just gets my juices going. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
Give
I'll
me
invite
some
you to the
last.
premiere.
I'm coming to the premiere. Give me some shout outs, y'all. Give me some shout outs. Time we gonna get up out here. Give me some shout outs. Let them know how to get a hold of you. Let them know about Gotta Be Real movies. Let them know how you gonna be the first psycho Freddy's girlfriend, Freddy's killer. How you gonna let them know?
Oh no, I'm going up against, yes, going up against Freddie, Jason, all of that. This is Tommy Amal. Gotta Be Real movie reviews. That's Gotta Be Real, REEL. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, share. Is there a movie you want to see? Let us know. It doesn't matter what genre it's from. We'll review the movie, shout you out on the show. All right, holler at
Hey.
us.
And there you go, Uncle Jerry. Another one wrapped up. Remember, follow Uncle Jerry 33 on all platforms. Follow my girl Tommy and my. Follow Gotta Be Real movies. We doing big things. Y'all remember, love each other.
Yes, love to everybody.
Try to get one of those color voices. Remember, guys, love each other. Be productive and get scraped. This is Bunker Jerry. Remember, I love you. Follow me on all platforms. Peace.
Thank you very much, Uncle Jerry. All right, there you go. You did the black voice. There you go. Thank you, everybody.
Wait
Thanks
for
for
the
having
white
me
guy.
on.
I got a good white. I got a good white guy. Wait, can't leave him
Okay.
out. Hey guys, so listen,
All
it's a
right. See
great
you later.
show. This is your boy Uncle Jerry. Man, I had a great time sitting here with Tommy. She's awesome. You know, listen, follow your boy Uncle Jerry 33L, man. We got a lot of good things going on here on Uncle Jerry Live. Not only Uncle Jerry Live, we have a Week in the World podcast. And remember, guys,
Mm-hmm.
love each other. Be
Yeah.
productive and get that scrape out here, guys. Peace.
Stick to your guns and follow your dreams, everybody. All right.
Facts, yo. Peace.
Love you, Uncle Jerry. Bye
Love you,
bye.
Tom. Thank you, sweetie.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.